Hello friends, this is Amanda. I like to go by Amanda Mae because there are so many Amandas out there in the world. So hi, I'm Amanda Mae and this is my channel Ardith Design, where we celebrate counted cross stitch, stamped cross stitch, all the cross stitch, and of course overall love of needlework. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming back. It is May 1st, 2024, so happy May Day to everyone. It is getting warm here in Maryland. I'm already, and I am regretting my choice not to bring out a hair tie. I am under my umbrella and we are out in my backyard area. I have a swim pond and I debuted it last week on my YouTube channel. I absolutely love it. I started getting more stuff put together and more flowers planted, and I got some trees and shrubs. I planted some and I still have a bunch more to do. I have stuff back on the tables there, if you see, that I need to plant, but I couldn't decide what to do. I felt that kind of decision paralysis this morning. Do I go out in the garden and plant, or do I make another Flosstube video? And I thought, you know what? I can't wait. We're doing another video. So here we are. Oh my gosh. So I just love cross stitch. I believe in sustainable stitching and saving stitches when and if I can, if I am financially able to do so, and if I don't think that they're going to get a home, like if I see them at a thrift store or at a yard sale or on the side of the road, if I don't think someone else might take them, I like to take them. I have been making some bags and some quilted things utilizing the counted cross stitch, and so I've been on a quest for vintage needlework in general, whether that's like napkins or tablecloths that have stamped or counted cross stitch. I've gotten a couple baby blankets recently that were stamped cross stitch kits, and I have quite a collection. So one of the things that many people experience is there's two hobbies in cross stitch. There is the collection part of cross stitch, where you're collecting things, collecting your patterns, you collect fabric. You have a designer and you want to collect all of their releases, or you want all the new threads. So there's that collecting aspect of our hobby. And there's also the stitching aspect of our hobby, where we like to just physically sit down and stitch. Well, I am afflicted with both sets. I love to collect and I love to stitch. So one of the things that I do when I leave the house is I kind of put it out in the universe. I'd love to find some cross stitch today. That kind of positive energy, just kind of put it out there. You know, today I'm going to find some really cool stuff, particularly if I'm going out and like running errands. Like, I don't know about you, but going to the grocery store is like I don't want to do that. But if I pair going to the grocery store and then the little treat afterwards is I go to the nearby thrift store and look for cross stitch, then I have that incentive. I have that incentive. Okay, I'm gonna go grocery shopping and then I'm gonna go find treasures, right? So with all that said, yesterday I went to Lily Ponds, and I will insert a little clip at the end of this video, or somewhere in the video. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. It's all fly by the seat of my pants. But I went to Lily Ponds yesterday with my husband. He had a day off, and we went and got some water plants, and I have them up here. So I got native bog plants. Yeah, I'm a bog lady. B-O-G. The O-G, B-O-G, right? And they were having a sale that like if you buy 3 water plants, native plants, you get 25% off your native plant purchase. Well, I don't know about you, if you know this about me or not, but I love native plants and harboring biodiversity here in the Mid-Atlantic region. So we went to Lily Ponds. Was a treat in itself, okay? It wasn't like that was a chore. Like, I enjoyed going. I got water plants, and then we went to lunch. We went to this most amazing Korean barbecue place in Frederick, Maryland. Oh my gosh, so good. I've never had Korean barbecue before. Woo! I think that was a yellow jacket. Oh my goodness. And I got Korean barbecue for the first time, which was amazing. And then all the little sides that came, like the fermented sides, like I had fermented jalapenos and onions, and of course they had kimchi. And then there was this really interesting like egg thing they did. Like the texture almost was like flan, but it was just the egg. And I tried all the things, right? And then, but before the restaurant opened, because we thought it opened at 11, but it really opened at noon. Like, oh darn, I guess we have to go to Goodwill. So I went to Goodwill in search of cross stitch. And so I have that haul to show you. And because in Frederick, there are several Goodwill locations. And so we went to the one Goodwill. We had a time limit because we needed to go to lunch. I found some goodies, and then on the way home, after all of our errands, because we had to do other stuff, after that, I know, I stopped at a second Goodwill, and I got some stuff. So I have all of that haul to show you. I could not resist getting on here and showing you the cool stuff that I found. But before I show you my haul, I want to show you what I'm working on. I am a cross stitch designer, so I stitch a lot of my own models, and so I choose not to share those until the official release date. So I have been stitching a lot, I just can't show you. But I do want to show you some of my like fun stitching, relaxation stitching that I do that's not affiliated with work. So I got both of these kits I'm about to show you at Country Sampler last year, and they came fully kitted, and I've been working on them. So this was a kit I got, and it is on 36 count American chestnut, and it's called Spring Chickens Pin Peep. They had this model in the shop window at Country Sampler, and I was like, yep, me please. So I'm stitching it with all the colors that it called for, and I couldn't find one of my little luggage tag thingies, so I put it on one of the things the kids had lying around, like a little winter thing. So these are the colors. The Country Sampler conversion, or I don't know if that was the original from Stacey Nash, her thing, but I've been stitching it. So it calls for stitching with one thread over 2 linen strands on this 36 count American chestnut. I have chosen, I'm omitting the border. So I am not going to stitch all of that stuff. I'm just doing everything inside this square. So I started up at the house and I'm moving down, and then I might go across the fence and then down. My kit did not come with the fence floss, so I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but I've got to get the fence color. So here's what I have so far. I have the little chicken house, chicken hut, and then chicken, I'm doing the grass down here and the flowers. So that's where I'm at. The fabric did not come serged, but what I like to do, since I do stitch in hand, is I have a serger. It was in my mother's estate, so when she passed, I got her serger. So it's a blessing because I can sit, and when I was serging, I can think of her. So that's a blessing. So I went ahead and serged down all my edges. I don't like to have frayed edges. So, and that's a textural sensory issue for me. You don't have to serge your edges. You don't have to do anything. Before I had this serger, I I had my basic Brother sewing machine. I think I paid less than $100 for it. I got it at one of the big box stores. So it's a very simple model, and I just put it on the zigzag stitch. I fold over one of the edges and just do just a zigzag stitch. So you don't have to be fancy with this. And that's what I did here. I did the serging. And so that's one of the projects that I'm working on. And I have it in one of my first ever project bags that was gifted to me by Tiffany back when I started my Flosstube journey back in 2028. No, 2028. I'm like skipping ahead in time. Back in 2018. Man, time is going. All right, and the second one I'm working on is also a country sampler that I got, and it is the Velvet Tangerine Needle Book, and it is so precious, and it comes with the velvet and the felt and everything to do this, and it's on a 40 count paperback. I have never stitched on 40 count before, so this is totally new for me, and I love it. What I love about this project is that it's super simple. It's literally like a tangerine slice, like what a slice of a tangerine would look like. And let me show you. So I'm in my fruit phase right now. I just put up some fruit floral wallpaper in my house and all the fruit. So this is what that looks like. So what I love about this project is it has like 4 colors and it's big blocks of stitching. So at night, after I've done all the activities with the kids, they've eaten, they've gone to bed, I've had all day of working and everything that I do, I can just sit and just do blocks of stitching. So that has been awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I'm excited about this. Again, I went around and serged the edges. Here I did not fold over my edge. I just quickly just went and got it done. So that is what that looks like. So those are the 2 projects that I'm working on. Oh, I have it in my little box here. I think it's from Ardith Designs. My friend Grace got it for me at Nashville Needlework Market, and it says, I stitch past my bedtime. Guilty. What's cool about this is that it has the snaps, so I can lay this flat in my project bag, and then when I go and I need it, I can use it. So I'm gonna take this to a stitchy meetup, and it's gonna be awesome. So those are my projects I'm working on. And now I cannot wait to show you what I found. All right. I know I said I am a little mystical with my, I put it out in the universe that I'm gonna find cross stitch. This was a particularly good day for finding needlework. I am not always this lucky, okay? Let me preface that. Also, I told you that I don't always buy everything that I see. There are price considerations that I take into account. Like if I just flat out cannot afford it, I don't get it. Also, there are sometimes when, yes, the price is right, but I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for somebody else who might appreciate it. And that I do. I will say, I'm telling you now, the one thing that I have left behind in the last couple months are Hummel. All the Hummel needle points that I found. I can't do it. I don't know. I think someone, I saw a meme or something where they said the Hummel figurines and all the Hummel things were, back in the day were like the 1990s version of the Precious Moments. Like everyone collected the Precious Moments. And then now the big thing that everyone collects is Funko Pops. So I thought that was really interesting. Like Hummel, it's been in my life, my whole life, that when I see it, I'm just worn out. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. Speaking of that, I have my in-laws Hummel figurines that I have to deal with from their estate. So if I were to tell you right now my dislike, it would be Hummel. And it's not because it's just because I've seen it too much. It's not because it's not good. It's just, all right, I'm babbling. Let me show you what I found. Okay. I got 2 issues of this. Okay, these came from Wonderbook, which is not Goodwill, but Wonderbook is like less than a mile from the Goodwill in Frederick that I went to. Anyway, so these are the 2 books that I found. These are amazing. Oh my gosh. So I went onto eBay to see if I could find more of these. This was an Australian publication, and it's a combination. They do cross stitch and beadwork. I know, right? And I'm gonna see if I can find you. So here, like, look at this. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. Okay. The Tigers at Dusk, designed by Jill Oxton. Amazingly talented. Oh my gosh. So she's done it. I think she was the publisher of this magazine. And so there's the beadwork component, and then here is like the cross stitch component. Right? Gorgeous. The swan though. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the swan, and then there's the beadwork swan. Let me find it. I know it's here. Oh, I guess not. It's somewhere in the magazine. I will find it. But here, like, here's this flower. So pretty. Here's the swan. I knew it would come. Look at this. And it's 3-dimensional, and it's all in beadwork. I want to learn how to do that. Oh my. Gorgeous. And then there's like some perforated paper projects, and then the thing that's on the cover. So cross stitch, and then the beadwork. This one was my favorite. Y'all know I love Christmas. So there's these Santa stand-ups. So cute. The angel, the heart, and then this was really cool. So there was the beadwork, and then also the stocking here. Like, look at that beading. Oh my gosh. And then of course the stocking. It's so pretty. So I love that. And then these the gnomes I love, and the stand-up Santas, and the stand-up Santas are done on perforated paper. Love them. Okay, here are the gnomes. So if I were to stitch anything in this magazine right now, it would be the garden gnome stand-ups. I love gnomes. I don't know if I told you all before, but we collect gnomes. I'm gonna have some more gnomes like scattered around. I even looked at making like concrete mushrooms, and then having the little mushrooms, and then the like little gnome stuff like out around in the garden, because who doesn't love a little bit of whimsy? So I got those, and then I have a bag. So Frederick County in Maryland, they have like a no plastic bag policy, so you have to bring your own bag. Goodwill doesn't even give you the option of buying like a paper bag for 10 cents. If you need a bag, you have to buy a bag. So I bought this bag, which was awesome because I love sloths. Love sloths. I stitched the Halloween sloth design from Top Knot Stitcher a couple years ago. So cute. So my kids ask me what my favorite animal is. I have too many. I have too many favorites. So then we started talking about, okay, well, let's talk about favorite animal by region. So like my favorite animal in Southeast Asia is the panda bear. And, you know, North America, my favorite is the bison. I love the bison. And then I'm like polar bear, even though like the Arctic Circle, like this is technically North America, and I'm like a polar bear. So I have all the things that I love. So, but sloth, Central America, sloth, the Americas, the sloth. So anyway, I got that bag. All right, so look at these things that I found. So these are vintage. I would highly recommend, if you are wanting to find needlework, you somehow get inspired by my video and you're like, Amanda, I'm gonna go out and search for needlework now. You've inspired me. You wanna search in 3 different places, okay? I'm giving you like the 3 places for success. Number 1, you go to the linen section. So placemats, the fabric, the quilts, the Goodwills have them up on like where everything's hanging on the racks with the clips, and then you can go through there. So always go to the bedding section or the linen section and search there. That you'll find a lot of cool stuff there. The second place is you go along the wall. If they have bags, like plastic bags hanging, often you can find stuff there. The third place you go is the frame section. Now, some of the places have like, this is the area for the large frames, this is the area for the small frames, and sometimes they'll have frames like on shelves randomly, like, and everything is piled up high. So when I say frame section, they could be 1 to 3 sections in your store. So those are my places that I go look. And then after that, I go look at kids' clothes for the kids, and clothes for me, and clothes for my husband. Like, that's all the peripheral stuff. Like, once you've gone through and you found all the needlework, then you go do the other stuff, like finding shorts for your kid. My daughter has gone through a growth spurt. I bought her new shoes, and 4 weeks later, her foot grew. I had to buy new shoes. The shorts that she wore last season are not like kind of small. They're like baby clothes compared to that. So everything I was saving from last year, like, oh, maybe she'll fit into it this year. No, hard no, no. Kids, man. Parenting is hard. If you're a caregiver, if you're an adult and you are a caregiver to a young one, I commend you. It's hard. Oh my gosh. Okay, I digress. All right, so let me show you this. I got 2 of these. They are vintage, and they're not actually cross-stitched. They're just the pattern, and there are 2 of them. Martex, 88% cotton, and then polyester, made in the USA. So these are like true vintage. And I'm gonna put these in my powder room. This looks very similar and based on like some of the kits that came out like in the 1930s, the Stitch at Home kits that I have. So I am gonna put these up on display because any opportunity to celebrate cross stitch in my home, I take it. You walk into my home, you're like, what is Amanda like? Cross stitch. That's what she likes. All right, I got these, and what I have in mind on these is I'm going to utilize them in making project bags and like cutting out and utilizing them that way, not necessarily for my own home use. So this is embroidered, and it has a really cool crochet edge. It feels like linen, and it's like white work embroidery. So I got not 1, but 2 of those. And then this is also embroidered. I don't know if this was the mass-produced machined embroidery. I believe it was. Some of them are like homemade, but these I got 2 of these. and it's like applique down and then stitching over it, embroidered and stitching. So I got 2 of those. And again, stuff like this isn't stained, which is awesome, but I've picked up some in the past that are stained, and then you can cut out around the stains and then use that like as a patch on a quilt or something, or on a project bag. And then the stained one piece, you can cut around the stain, dye your fabric. What I did with several pillowcases that were embroidered is then I cut them down and then I made like little bags to then put my models in to send out to trunk shows. I'll have to include a video of what I did there. Yes, so I use a lot of my textiles that I buy and I repurpose them and sew them into other stuff. So I will say that. All right, here's that second towel. And then I got these 2 specifically to make little project bags with. My husband laughed at me so hard. He's like, Amanda, these don't have anything, like there's no embroidery, like why are you getting these? I'm like, because they're amazing. And I'm gonna make like bags with them. So the first one is this one. It's a tea towel. And it says, I'm having an affair with the food delivery guy in which he brings me my food and leaves it and I eat it. It's so hot. The reason I got this one was back before my husband and we were dating. He lived alone and he worked so many hours that he like would order food a lot. And so when I met his neighbors, 2 of the gals were like, we've only ever seen the pizza guy come to his apartment. Like, we didn't know. We only saw the pizza guy. So that's what we, like the delivery, like the only relationship you're in is with the delivery guy. That's what made me think of that. My husband didn't think it was that funny, but I did. And then this one, I mean, you could make 2 bags with this. I could cut it in half. And then like one side and then the other side and like flip it. So it says, I like long romantic walks to the fridge. This was made by blueq.com, and it's 100% cotton. So we're doing horse stuff and a lot of horse things, and like you read about the horses and they're like, okay, do this, but you know, the horse is very food motivated. I'm like, me too, horse, me too. I'm very food motivated. So I almost thought about like making like a cross stitch or like a pin that says, talk to me about, feed me and talk to me about cross stitch, or I'm a food motivated stitcher. I know, I'm silly. Okay, so those are that. And then I thought we'd open this together on camera. I got this. I paid $3.49 for it, and my husband found this yesterday because he went along the peripheral wall and was looking at everything, and he was like, look, and he goes, it's cross stitch. I go, you're getting good, because he's noticing the back of it. So this is a mystery stitch. I don't know what it is, how much it's been stitched, how good the stitching is, I don't know, but for $3.49 I had to buy it, and I thought we could all open it together and see what it was. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right, so it's in the quintessential zip. Okay, if you don't have project bags, that's totally cool. If you can't make a project bag, totally cool. If you just use Ziploc bags or just the generic, that's awesome. So here, project in a zip. All right, it looks like it's got the pattern. I'm not gonna show it to you. Oh, here it is, the design connections, hands to work, original art by Linda Grayson, and this is the chart pack, the design connection. And this is what it looks like, the heart and hand kind of thing. So let's see how far along this person got in the process. It looks like, yeah, the whole chart is there. I'm not going to show you the chart. Oh, what's this? Y'all, this was unexpected. I didn't see that there was anything inside of it. Okay, so this is one of those vintage Charles Craft little stockings where it's like a bib almost, and you stitch your design on the little stocking. This is vintage. Let me see if there's, and when I say vintage, I mean like probably early 2000s, late 1990s, okay? We're in 2024. I saw a 2003 vehicle on the road the other day, and it had the classic car plates on it. Yeah. All right, let's see the stitch. Oh, no, this one. This was in there. Look at this. It's on perforated paper. Here's the back. Oh my gosh. Totally worth $3.49 right there. How cute is that mitten? I don't know who the maker is. I probably can do a Google lens. If you have Google, you have a smartphone, you open up Google, and then in the search bar, there's a spot over on the right on your search bar where you type in, you can click it and give access to utilize Google Lens. You can either take a photo right there through Google Lens, or you take the photo on your camera first, pull up Google, give them access to selected photos, give them access to that photo, bring it up, and then you can crop like what you want to see. So like if I took a Google image right now, like that, I could crop out me smiling and make sure it's just focused on that. Does that make sense? Okay, so Google Lens, and then put in that thing, and then it will show you visual similar works, or it will pull up the exact thing. Just keep that in mind. The same thing works on the Amazon app. That's a whole nother story, whole nother tangent. All right. Okay. I didn't know there was anything in here. Y'all, look. It's like almost done. The only thing that wasn't completed was the back stitching words. Oh my gosh. Okay, oh, and then there's the lines, the back stitching lines around the stuff. So here you don't see the back stitch. So literally this person stitched all of this and just except the back stitch. Oh, all right, and towards the bottom. All right, so they got to like down here. So it's like 95% done. So it's missing this spot and then the black back stitching. I love it. I could, and so what I could do, I could finish the stitch if I wanted to, since I have the chart. And I've done that before with partially completed projects. But what I'll more than likely do with this is I will wash this, dry it, and then cut out just this part and use the heart and hand, and not this bottom part. Cut it out and then make that into either a quilt block, a project bag, or a quilt blocked project bag. Oh my gosh. So this is stitched on a 14 count white Aida, and it looks like the stitcher used 2 strands of threads, and it is really nice. So if you're interested in this, it's the Design Connections. Linda Grayson is the designer. Love it. So thank you for going on that opening unboxing journey with me, because I can't help myself. And again, I felt like it was worth the risk from just seeing what was on the back, that there was a lot of stitching there. I felt it was worth the risk. And look, I didn't even know these things were in there. Awesome. So we have that, and then I have some framed pieces to show you. And the thought of these framed pieces are the same. I will take them out of the frame and then make them into something quilted or sewn together. So I left all the prices on. You're gonna see what I paid. I got these 2 pieces, and they were, thank goodness, next to each other. Sometimes, you know, frame stuff, things get shifted around and then you don't see things. But these are the 2 that I got. Let me show you. So these look like they were from a kit, probably around like the bicentennial time, like the 1976. It's probably, again, I'll Google Lens this and see if I can find a date of when this was released. This is stamped cross stitch. It looks like it's done on like a thin fabric, not linen. I don't see any of the sometimes the stamped cross stitch, you can still see the outline of like the blue little outline where you're told to stitch will show up underneath, but I don't see that on this. So this is the Liberty Bell, and the color is like a pinkish mauve-y color, and then the red. And then there's the emblem of freedom. So these are really cool. These would be fun to, even if you just wanted to put them out like seasonal stitching wise, you just put them up for display. Flag Day is in the United States is June 14th, and then there's the 4th of July. We have Memorial Day coming up here in the United States. So I know a lot of people put up patriotic starting in May, Memorial Day, and then so May, June, and July, and then we'll transition at end of July into something else. Just a thought. All right, the next thing I found is this, and it's welcome, and it is dirty. A dirty welcome. No, wait, that didn't sound right at all. I rescind that last statement. So this needs to get taken out and washed. I have a completely unplanned collection of welcome cross stitch, because I find the welcome stuff a lot at the thrift store because it's highly specific. Like most people put their welcome stuff like near their front door. So up my staircase, I have like 5 or 6 different welcome things. I don't think I'm gonna put this on my staircase. It's super cute. I might, again, make that into something else. What I like about it is it's got the watermelon, it's got the pineapple, it kind of has like the seasonal, it's got like Christmas wreaths, it's got pumpkins. So it's super cute. It's on like, ooh, the wind is blowing and everything's starting to move. It's on, it looks like a higher count fabric, like a 10 count. It's an even weave, it's not an Aida. I'm not sure what that fabric is called. And then it's probably got the foam on the back that's yellowed. Okay. Oh, so, and it's taped down. Someone looks like they did their own framing. This looks like an old like store-bought, or your paper bag from your store. And so like I'll take this and I'll take it out of the frame and stuff that way. Excuse me for that paper shredding noise. All right, this is another one that I found. Nothing is ours but time. And I thought this was really cool. It kind of, so I have a Doctor Who wall in my house, like the TARDIS, Doctor Who, science fiction. And I did the Prairie Schooler T is for time. Well, I did T is for Time Lord. Anyway, I thought this was cool, but time, so time, I was thinking maybe I don't know. Doesn't really look Doctor Who-y though. It's just the time part that made me think of it. So this is a stamped cross stitch, and you can see by her hand, or I don't know if maybe you can't see. You can see some of the blue underneath from where you're supposed to stitch through. So there's back stitching here, and then the counted, or not counted, stamped cross stitch on this, and then it's in that circular mat. Oh, and this is the person who made it in 1996. All right, and then my husband found this one, and I thought it was so precious. What I'm thinking is I will just do the bear, so I might take it out of the frame and then cut it where it's just the bear. So it'll be very cute. So a grandma is someone special to love. Oh. So potentially do that. Or I could make this and it would be highly specific to somebody. Make a project bag, leave it completely as is with everything, and then maybe a stitcher who has a grandma could like gift it to them. But again, that's highly specific to get this for somebody with a grandma. So those are my finishes. Not my finishes, oh my gosh. Those are my finds. Oh, we've got garbage trucks going by. I hope you were able to hear me okay with all of the noise. My waterfall is going, and I got a water vacuum to get some of this extra stuff up off the bottom of it, like the extra muck and stuff. I never thought I'd be excited to vacuum underwater before, but apparently that's happening. I want to thank you all for joining me this week on talking cross stitch and thrifting haul, and for being patient with me in my tangents. I parented hard this past week, and I was not able to get my PDFs up yet for my Nashville 2024 releases. I will get them up, I promise. It's been a lot. Parenting is hard, caregiving is hard, and then giving myself grace as well. So I hope that you have a beautiful day, whatever that entails. I hope you get some stitching in, or at least a few minutes of time that brings you joy and happiness, because you deserve it. You are special, and you deserve all the love. And so with that, I tell you that I love you. You matter, and your stitching matters. Take care.